Alright, welcome to part one of this 2-video series, how to take care of your guitar hands. Alright, so in this first video, part one, I'm going to show you how to stretch out the muscles and tendons in your wrists and your hands. Alright, I'm going to explain why you should do it and when you should do it. Part two, which is going to be a separate video, I will show you different ways that you can strengthen your hands and your wrists. And I'm also going to show you in that video how to reduce the tension in your playing hands, your playing wrists, even your whole body, which is going to stop you getting injured. It's going to mean you can play guitar for longer without getting tired. And it's just going to make the whole experience of playing guitar more enjoyable for you. So before we get into the stretches, I just want to tell you a story. I don't want to happen to you what happened to me. Alright, so around 2 years into my guitar playing journey, if you like, I got myself what's known as an RSI. Okay, RSI stands for repetitive strain injury. Alright, now I got this in my left hand, my fretting hand, so not my strumming hand, but my fretting hand. Essentially, the tendons in my wrist had swelled up from playing guitar too much, okay, without taking care of my wrists. I didn't do any stretches, any strengthening. I didn't really know how important good wrist positioning was to kind of keep the tension lower, and I'll explain that more in the next lesson. Okay, today we're just going to look at stretches. But I know for a fact that if I had taken care of my body a little bit better, I may not have got that strain injury. Alright, in fact, I definitely wouldn't have got it. I would have practiced in a different way as well to prevent the injury from happening. Okay. Now, trust me, you don't want to get an RSI. Alright, it is horrible because I was so into playing guitar and all of a sudden, you just have to stop cold turkey. You can't do anything with the wrist because you will make it worse. The tendons were so inflamed that I just had to leave them for a while to recover and let the inflammation go down. Now, if any of you ever get an RSI despite watching these videos, one thing you can do is buy some Tiger Balm and just rub some of that over where the pain is. Okay, once you've given it a month or so to rest, you can rub that on it daily just to kind of improve the blood flow and get it to recover a little bit quicker. But for the most part, you just have to rest it. Okay, after a month or so, you can also stretch it out carefully. The stretch I'm about to show you will help with that. Now, when you get an RSI, it's not very pleasant, all right? You can't really feel it very much, but when you fret your fingers into the fretboard, you get a sharp pain where the swelling is, all right? It's just a little sharp pain. And so it makes you not want to be able to even pick up things with that hand. You kind of just can't use that hand for anything. It's very annoying and it's very upsetting when you want to play guitar, but you can't. So let's look at some stretches that we can do for our hands, our wrists, our tendons, our muscles to try and prevent that injury from happening, right? Just to take care of the muscles a little bit. Now, it's important to realize that with any muscle you use, all right, if you work it quite hard, the muscle tends to shorten, okay? That's why whatever exercise you're doing, whether you're doing running, or you're doing a weightlifting session, swimming, if you're using those muscles quite intensely, you need to stretch them back out after the workout. If you do it straight after, when the muscles are warm, then that's the best time to do it, all right? So stretch after you play guitar. Don't stretch before because there's no blood going to those muscles yet. It's not going to be as effective. Okay, you might even hurt yourself if you're not careful. So make sure that after you finish playing guitar, you do these stretches. All right then, guys, the first stretch we're going to do is for our fretting hand, right? Sometimes we have to stretch our wrist up to play the guitar, right? So we want to stretch out these muscles just so they're nice and loose and the tension is at a minimum, okay? The reason I got my RSI is because I played a lot of arpeggios and scales in this position, okay? It's a very strenuous position, so you don't want to play in this position very much, but if you have to, you want the muscles to be loose. So we're literally going to straighten the arm out and we're going to pull on the hand and just bring it towards the wrist very carefully, all right? Obviously, you don't have it in this position. Bring it sideways so it's more comfortable. And then you cup it in the hand and pull back. Now, remember to do this straight after a practice session, all right? Try and hold it for 10 seconds, 6 to 10 seconds. Once you're done with that stretch, straighten your arm out in front of you and put your fingers together, and using the other hand, pull those fingers back. Again, gently, carefully, gradually, okay? This shouldn't be painful. You should feel a mild pain as you're pulling back on this for another 10 seconds. When you're done with this stretch, you can turn the hands the other way and do the same thing, bringing the fingers back. Personally, I prefer to do the stretch on the wall because you can stretch out your fingers like this on both hands, do them at the same time by pushing them against the wall and slowly bringing your arms up to feel the stretch. Make sure the fingers are all straight and flat and spread against the wall. You can hold that for 10 seconds. Then when you're done, you can put them upside down against the wall, bring them as high as you can go, and then if you want to feel the stretch, you sink the body lower to get more of a stretch. Again, hold this for 10 seconds. Now, of course, you can stretch individual fingers. The thumb is a good one to stretch, and you can, but very carefully, stretch individual fingers. All right. The reason I say be very careful is because fingers are small, right? Very small tendons, very small muscles. You don't want to injure yourself doing the stretch, okay? It's only if you feel lots of tension in a particular finger that you might want to just very carefully stretch it. Again, hold the stretch for 10 seconds. Now, most of you will just need to maintain your flexibility. So doing these stretches for 10 seconds each after your practice session is perfectly fine. For those of you that want to improve your flexibility and get more flexible, then you need to hold the stretch for 10 seconds, as before, then go a little deeper into the stretch and hold that for another 20 seconds, all right? That's a total of 30 seconds, and that will improve the flexibility of your muscles. So as a general rule of thumb, I would suggest doing these stretches after every practice session that's around 30 minutes or more, all right? And you're gonna protect your muscles, your tendons, and prevent injuries much better, all right? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in part 2.